Hello, everyone. I'm Gabrielle Miller, and today I'm excited to share a penne vodka recipe that requires a bit of effort, but it's truly a labor of love. As a college student, I don't often have time for complicated recipes, but if you have the time, this one is sure to impress your roommates and friends. First, I start by boiling a pot of water on high heat for the pasta. I also salt the pasta water because it improves the texture of the pasta and seasons it from the inside out. Next, I prepare my vegetables by finely mincing the garlic, tomatoes, and onions. It's important to chop the garlic finely, but the tomatoes and onion can be cut into larger pieces based on your personal preference. Once the water is boiling, I add the pasta. The traditional recipe calls for penne, but I decided to use a pipette-shaped pasta instead. Use whatever pasta shape your heart desires. I also reserve a cup of pasta water to add to the sauce, as this water absorbs starch from the pasta, and this helps thicken and emulsify the sauce. Next, I add extra virgin olive oil to the same pot I used to cook the pasta. It is important to use extra virgin olive oil because it adds a rich flavor to the dish. I then saute my minced tomatoes, onion, and garlic until they are translucent and cooked down. You want them to achieve a deeper brownish red color. I add about half a tube of tomato paste next. It's crucial to cook this down for a while because as the tomatoes caramelize, they become more flavorful. I also add some red pepper flakes, salt, and pepper to taste. After that, I splash in a little bit of vodka and let it cook for about 10 minutes to allow the alcohol to evaporate out of the sauce. Then, I gradually add half and half in small increments so that it integrates smoothly into the sauce. While the traditional recipe uses heavy cream, I prefer using half and half for a lighter option. You can use whatever you want though. The sauce is ready for the next step when it turns a light pinkish red color. Let the sauce simmer for about 30 more minutes and make sure to taste it to see if it needs any additional seasoning. I added some adobo seasoning. I recommend placing a lid on the pot and keeping the burner on low to prevent the sauce from burning. Just before adding the pasta, I include a bit of butter so that it coats the pasta better. I then add the pasta, a bit of a challenge since I used a smaller pot. I recommend using a very large pot for easier stirring. Once the pasta is in, I add the reserved pasta water and mix everything until the sauce covers every single noodle. Finally, I stir in some grated Parmesan cheese to give the sauce a cheesy bite. When plating, I suggest adding more cheese on top. The last and most important part is sharing this recipe with the people you love. I shared my pasta with my roommate, who absolutely loved it. Mixing everything together and waiting for the sauce to cook is a lengthy process, but it's worth it to see your friends and family enjoy a meal you made for them. It is easy to reheat as leftovers, allowing your household to enjoy this meal throughout the week. This dish is meant to be made with love and is a perfect comfort meal for a chilly day.